You have spent too much of your life waiting for someone to tell you that you are good enough, waiting for someone to see your worth, to recognize your talent, to acknowledge your progress. But the truth is, nobody's coming to hand you approval. Approval is an inside job. You can't live your life on hold waiting for validation from people who don't even believe in themselves. You have to be bold enough to say, I'm qualified because God says I am. You see, people are unpredictable. One day they will clap for you and the next day they will question you. If your confidence depends on their applause, you will live your life in emotional debt. Stop letting their opinions determine your direction. You are not supposed to be everyone's favorite. You are supposed to be faithful to your own calling. You don't need agreement to start. You just need obedience to what's inside you. Every time you wait for someone to approve you, you are delaying your own breakthrough. You are giving people control over a destiny that was never theirs to shape. When you realize that their yes doesn't make you and their no doesn't break you, you walk with power. The kind of power that says, even if nobody believes in me, I still believe in me. You have to stop asking for permission to be great. Greatness doesn't ask, it acts, it moves, it builds, it steps out when nobody's clapping, and it keeps going when everyone's doubting. You can't be timid with your own dream. You have to move like you already have what you are praying for. The moment you stop waiting for approval is the moment you start growing. Growth begins when you stop apologizing for who you are and start walking like you belong in every room you enter. You don't need a crowd to validate your calling. If God planted it, it's already approved. Don't let people who gave up on themselves talk you out of chasing your purpose. They couldn't see their own potential. How could they recognize yours? The approval you are waiting for might never come, but the power to move has been in you all along. You are the stamp, you are the signature, you are the confirmation. When you understand that your validation comes from above, not from around you, you stop looking for approval and start walking in authority. That's when doors open. That's when your energy shifts. That's when blessings find you because you have finally found yourself. Before you face the world, you have to face your reflection and speak something powerful. Life will throw negativity at you before breakfast, but you get to choose what voice wins in your mind. When you wake up, the first words out of your mouth should not be worry, they should be warfare. You have to bless your day before the world has a chance to curse it. Every word you speak carries energy. You can't walk around talking defeat and expect victory to show up. You can't keep saying, I can't, and expect doors to open. Life responds to your declaration. That's why you must learn to speak strength when you feel weak, peace when you feel pressure, and faith when you feel fear. You are the author of your atmosphere. Some of you wake up and immediately start scrolling, feeding your mind with comparison, envy, and distraction. That's why you feel drained before your day even begins. You have to feed your spirit before you feed your phone. Start your morning by telling yourself, I'm blessed, I'm favored, I'm unstoppable. The world can't bless what you keep cursing with negative self-talk. When you speak life, you shift everything inside you. You start walking differently. Your energy changes. Your perspective strengthens. That's not arrogance. That's affirmation. You are aligning yourself with what God already said about you. You are chosen, equipped, and powerful beyond measure. You just forgot to tell yourself that today. Some mornings, you won't feel it. You will wake up tired, frustrated, or overwhelmed. That's when you speak even louder, because that's when the battle for your mindset is at its peak. Don't let your feelings decide your faith. You can feel weak but still speak strongly. The words that leave your mouth shape the day that follows. Speak to your situation like you expect a miracle. Don't talk about how bad it looks. Talk about how good it's about to get. You have to bless yourself daily through declaration. Speak over your family, your work, your mind, and your purpose like it's already done. Faith doesn't wait for proof. It speaks like it's already answered. The enemy doesn't fear your talent. He fears your tongue. Because when you learn how to speak life, nothing negative can hold you down. You have to wake up every day reminding yourself, I'm not waiting on blessings. I am the blessing. Stop sitting around hoping somebody gives you a chance. Stop begging for the opportunities that you can create. You don't need to ask anyone to hand you what you were born to construct. God didn't design you to be a beggar. He made you a builder. Some people pray for blessings while others get up and make them happen. You have to decide which one you are. You can't be scared to start small. Every empire began with one brick. Every vision began with one idea. You don't need a perfect start. You just need a determined spirit. The problem is too many people want the reward without the responsibility. They want the harvest without the hustle. But you can't skip the grind and expect greatness. When you start building, you take back your power. You stop waiting for someday and start creating today. It might not look like much at first, but that's how every blessing begins, as a seed. You can't see the full picture when you are still laying the foundation. But one day when you look back, you will realize every nail, every tear, every long night was necessary. Begging puts you beneath people. Building puts you beside purpose. Stop hoping they see your worth. Go prove it. Stop waiting for them to believe in your dream. Go build it until it's undeniable. Every time you work, you are telling the universe, I'm ready. Every time you push through fatigue, you are telling God, you can trust me with more. Don't get discouraged by slow progress. Builders know that structure takes time. You are not behind. You are becoming. You are forming habits that will hold your blessing. You can't rush a solid foundation. Weak shortcuts lead to weak success, and you deserve something that lasts. If nobody opens a door for you, build one. If nobody gives you a seat at the table, carve your own. Builders don't complain. They construct. Bless yourself by picking up the tools of discipline, consistency, and faith. Those are your hammers. Those are your blueprints. Those are your weapons. When you stop begging and start building, something changes inside you. You move from desperation to determination. You realize your blessing isn't out there waiting. It's in here waiting to be activated. That's when you become unstoppable. You have been praying for a miracle, but you haven't taken a step. You want new doors to open, but you haven't walked up to any. God is waiting for your movement before he releases the miracle. Faith is not sitting still. It's walking even when you can't see the path. You can't stay comfortable and expect change. You have to move like you believe something's going to happen. Some people say, I'm waiting on God. But the truth is, God's waiting on them. He's already lined up the opportunity, the connection, the moment. But you haven't moved. You keep overthinking what you should have already acted on. You can't pray for a blessing while sitting in hesitation. Blessings flow when faith moves. The enemy's goal is not to destroy your faith. It's to keep you still. Because if he can keep you afraid, you will never find out how powerful you are. Motion confuses your fear. Movement builds your strength. You have to bless yourself by getting uncomfortable and doing the thing you have been avoiding. When you move, heaven moves. When you act, resources align. When you show effort, favor responds. God doesn't need perfection. He needs participation. You don't have to have the full plan. You just have to take the first step and trust that the next one will appear. Some of your blessings are stuck in transition because you refuse to make a decision. You keep praying for signs when the sign is your own restlessness. If it's been on your heart long enough, that's confirmation. Stop doubting what's divine. Move, even if it's messy. Faith is motion. Every step you take is a declaration that you are not depending on sight anymore. You are depending on trust. You are depending on purpose. You are depending on the one who gave you the dream in the first place. The miracle doesn't happen before you move. It happens because you moved. Bless yourself by walking into the unknown with courage, because God can't bless what you don't act on. You have to stop waiting for people to recognize your progress. Some of you are doing incredible things, but you are too busy looking around for applause that may never come. You are growing quietly, changing daily, surviving storms that nobody even knows about. And yet, because no one's clapping, you start to doubt yourself. Let me tell you something. The real growth, the kind that transforms you, usually happens in silence. Nobody's watching when you are crying at night, pushing through exhaustion, or showing up when your heart's heavy. But that's the moment God's working on you, and that's when you need to clap for yourself. People won't always see what you have overcome to get where you are. They don't know how hard it was to keep your faith when everything around you was falling apart. They don't know how many times you had to rebuild yourself after being broken. But you were there when you had nothing left and still kept going. You were there when everyone walked away and you stood alone. So instead of being bitter that nobody noticed, start being grateful that you made it. Start giving yourself the credit you deserve. Clapping for yourself doesn't mean you are arrogant. It means you are aware. aware of how far you have come, aware of how strong you had to be, aware of how much you had to sacrifice to get here. You can't expect others to celebrate your small wins when most people can't even see past their own struggles. So you have to be your own motivation. You have to be the voice that says, I'm proud of me, even when nobody else is saying it. Because sometimes your spirit needs to hear it from you. You see, too many people tie their self-worth to other people's approval. But applause fades fast. One day they will cheer you, the next day they will doubt you. That's why you can't depend on people to keep you encouraged. You have to learn to fuel your own fire. When you wake up and look at that reflection in the mirror, tell yourself, I'm doing better than I was yesterday. You may not be where you want to be yet, but you are definitely not where you used to be. That's progress. That's growth. That's something to clap about. It's easy to celebrate when you hit a big goal. But what about the days when you just didn't quit? What about the times you showed up even when you didn't feel like it? That counts too. Every small victory matters. You didn't let depression win. You didn't let failure stop you. You didn't let fear silence your faith. That right there is worth celebrating. You don't need an audience to clap when God already gave you a reason. You have to realize that your journey is personal. Not everybody will understand it. Not everybody will appreciate it. But it's not for them to understand. It's for you to live. So stop looking for validation from people who haven't walked your path. Start valuing your own resilience. Start honoring your progress, even if nobody says a word about it. Every time you choose not to give up, you deserve a round of applause from your own heart. The truth is, people notice when you fail more than when you grow. But your strength isn't measured by how loud they cheer. It's measured by how long you keep going when it's quiet. So clap for yourself when you wake up after a hard night. Clap for yourself when you handle something better than you did before. Clap for yourself when you find peace in places that once broke you. Because sometimes the only hand that needs to clap for you is your own. You have to stop carrying people who keep weighing down your spirit. Some of you are tired, not because life is too heavy, but because you're dragging relationships that should have ended a long time ago. You keep trying to fix people who don't want to change. You keep pouring into people who never pour back. That's why you feel empty. You can't be everybody's healer, rescuer, and comforter all at once. You are not supposed to lose yourself trying to keep people who were never meant to stay. There comes a point when you have to be honest about who's adding to your life and who's draining it. You can't keep ignoring the feeling that someone's energy is pulling you backward. You can't keep convincing yourself that they will change while you are the only one doing the work. Love doesn't mean tolerating disrespect. Loyalty doesn't mean enduring pain. You have to love people enough to forgive them, but love yourself enough to walk away from them. Not everyone in your circle deserves access to your peace. Some people aren't friends. They're assignments, and that assignment has expired. You have done your part. You have helped, you have supported, you have been there. But now it's time to let go. You can't grow in spaces that keep draining your energy. You can't fly while carrying people who refuse to lift themselves. The more you try to save them, the more they will pull you under. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for both of you is to release them. You have to understand that peace is not a luxury. It's a necessity. When God gives you peace, He expects you to protect it. And that means setting boundaries. That means saying no without guilt. That means understanding that protecting your peace might offend people who benefit from your chaos. But that's okay. Your peace is not up for negotiation. Your energy is sacred. You can't bless yourself if you keep surrounding yourself with people who curse your atmosphere. There's a difference between being there for someone and being used by someone. Some people don't love you. They love what you do for them. They love your help, your comfort, your giving heart. But when you need them, they're silent. You have to stop calling it love when it's really emotional dependency. If you keep letting people take from you without replenishing, you will start resenting the very heart that makes you special. You can't pour from an empty cup, so stop letting people drink from yours while they refuse to fill their own. Letting go doesn't make you cold, it makes you wise. It means you have finally realized that not everyone deserves front row seats to your life. Some people are just lessons, beautiful, painful, necessary lessons. You learn, you grow, and then you move on. Don't carry guilt for choosing yourself. God didn't create you to be drained. He created you to shine. And sometimes to shine brighter, you have to remove the shadows around you. You can't pray for new blessings while holding on to old burdens. The wrong people can block the right doors because their energy doesn't align with your purpose. When God starts elevating you, not everyone can go with you. It's not hate, it's direction. You are not walking away in anger. You are walking away in peace. Because some people aren't meant to join your next season, and you have to bless yourself enough to finally let them go. You have been so focused on where you are trying to go that you have forgotten to appreciate where you are. You keep looking at what's missing instead of what's present. You are constantly chasing the next thing, the next blessing, the next level, but gratitude isn't found in next. It's found in no. The reason so many people feel stuck is that they can't recognize that even this season, with all its pain, confusion, and waiting, still carries purpose. You might not have everything you want, but you have enough to keep going. You might not be where you dreamed of yet, but you are further than you were. That's progress. That's something to thank God for. Sometimes we get so blinded by what we think we lack that we forget what we already have. You have been praying for bigger blessings while ignoring the small ones that are already sitting in your lap. The roof over your head, the air in your lungs, the people who genuinely care about you. Those are blessings you didn't earn but still received. Gratitude isn't just saying thank you when life is good. It's saying thank you even when it's hard, because gratitude isn't about what you have. It's about what you see. Every day you wake up is proof that God's not done with you. Every problem you survive is evidence that His grace is still covering you. But you will never feel that peace if you keep comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel. Gratitude kills comparison. It brings you back to reality and reminds you that your journey is your own. You don't need to have everything figured out to be thankful. You just need to have faith that what you have right now is exactly what you are meant to be learning from. Sometimes God won't give you more until you learn how to appreciate less. You can't expect overflow when you keep overlooking the drops. He's testing your stewardship. He's asking, can I trust you to be thankful before I bless you with more? Because if you complain in the small season, you will be ungrateful in the big one too. Gratitude isn't about conditions. It's about character. You don't wait to be blessed to give thanks. You give thanks, and then you realize you have been blessed all along. When you shift your focus from complaining to thanking, everything around you starts to change. You start noticing how even the struggles worked for your good. You start seeing how the delays were actually protection. You start understanding that what you called setbacks were really setups. Gratitude opens your eyes to divine timing. It makes you realize that every chapter, even the painful ones, has a purpose in your story. Be grateful in the middle, not just at the end, because the middle is where the real growth happens. The middle is where your faith is built, where your patience is tested, and where your strength is formed. You can't rush that process. Gratitude teaches you to find peace in progress, not just in perfection. It reminds you that God is working even when you don't see movement. The waiting season isn't wasted. It's where you are being prepared. You can't bless yourself if you are always complaining about what's not there. Gratitude is what turns what you have into enough. The moment you start thanking God for the small things, you invite bigger ones into your life. When you start saying, I may not be where I want to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be, that's when favor starts to flow. Gratitude doesn't change your situation immediately, but it changes your spirit, and when your spirit shifts, your season follows. You keep second guessing yourself like you weren't made for this. You keep talking yourself out of opportunities that were sent your way for a reason. That hesitation, that fear, that self-doubt, that's not humility, that's sabotage. You have been gifted with something that can change lives, maybe even your own, but you keep sitting on it because you are scared it's not good enough. The truth is, your gift doesn't need approval to be powerful. God already stamped it with purpose. You just need to stop questioning what He already confirmed. You have been comparing your gift to other people's gifts, thinking yours doesn't shine the same way. But you are missing the point. It's not supposed to. Your gift was designed to fit your life, your calling, your story. The moment you start comparing, you start killing your confidence. And once confidence dies, your gift starts to shrink. You have to protect it, feed it. Believe in it even when nobody else sees it, because people may not recognize your value until they need what you carry. You keep waiting for validation that's never coming. You want people to clap for you before you have even started. But some of the greatest blessings are built in silence. You have to be bold enough to work even when nobody's watching, confident enough to move even when nobody's cheering. That's how your gift grows. Through discipline, not approval, You don't need the world to believe in you. You need to believe in yourself enough to keep showing up anyway. The reason you feel so much resistance is that the enemy knows what your gift can do if you ever fully step into it. That's why he attacks your confidence, your mind, your peace, because if he can make you doubt your gift, he can delay your destiny. But hear this, your doubt doesn't change your calling. God didn't give you that gift by mistake. You have been chosen for it. You have been equipped for it. You just have to silence that inner voice that keeps saying, I'm not ready, because the truth is you have been ready. You just need to move. Every time you talk yourself out of your purpose, you rob someone else of the blessing your gift could have brought. Somebody out there needs what you carry. Somebody's waiting for the words you haven't said, the idea you haven't built, the song you haven't sung, the story you haven't told. Your gift isn't just for you. It's meant to serve others. So when you hold back, you are not just hurting yourself, you are holding up somebody's breakthrough. You have to stop calling your gift small just because it doesn't look like someone else's success. What's small to you might be monumental to someone else. What seems ordinary in your hands might be divine in God's plan. You don't have to have the platform yet. You just need to be faithful where you are. Keep sharpening it. Keep working on it. Keep believing in it. The moment you start honoring your gift, doors will start to open that no one can shut. God didn't give you that dream to tease you. He gave it to test you. He wants to see if you will trust what he put inside you before it manifests outside you. Stop running from your gift. Stop hiding from your purpose. Stop doubting your own potential because of fear, comparison, or failure. You already have everything you need to start. All that's missing is your belief. When you finally decide to believe that your gift is enough, that's when everything you have been waiting for starts to unfold. Your peace is the most valuable thing you own, but too many people treat it like it's cheap. You give it away to every argument, every toxic person, every negative situation that comes your way. You let people disturb your spirit and walk off like they didn't just drain your soul. You have to start realizing your peace is gold, pure, rare, and precious. When you lose it, you lose focus. When you lose focus, you lose power. And when you lose power, you lose control of your life. So the first step in protecting your destiny is learning to protect your peace. Not everyone deserves access to you. Just because somebody wants to talk to you doesn't mean you have to pick up the phone. Just because they send you a message doesn't mean you owe them a reply. Your peace is too valuable to be disturbed by chaos that doesn't belong to you. Some people are addicted to drama. They can't survive without conflict. You can't let that energy live rent-free in your head. You have to learn to say no without guilt and walk away without explaining yourself. Because every time you entertain foolishness, you are paying with your peace. You can't grow in constant noise. You can't hear from God when your life is full of distractions. Some of you haven't had a peaceful moment in months because you keep inviting confusion into your circle. You keep trying to fix people who don't want to be fixed. You keep letting people borrow your peace while you sit empty. That's why you feel tired all the time, not because life is hard, but because your boundaries are weak. You can't carry everyone. Sometimes protecting your peace means letting people deal with the storms they created. Protecting your peace doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop caring. You stop carrying weight that was never yours. You stop letting other people's opinions dictate your mood. You stop letting fear control your decisions. You stop giving your energy to people who don't respect it. That's maturity, when you realize you don't need to fight every battle, answer every rumor, or attend every argument you are invited to. Real strength isn't in reacting. It's in remaining calm when everything around you is chaotic. Sometimes protecting your peace means isolating yourself for a season. It means sitting alone, praying more, talking less. It means cutting off access to anyone who keeps bringing negativity to your space. You have to be okay with being misunderstood when you start protecting your peace. People will call you distant, cold, or selfish, but that's fine. You are not responsible for how they feel when you finally choose yourself. Peace doesn't come with popularity. It comes with boundaries. You have to understand, peace isn't something that happens by accident. It's something you fight for. Every morning you wake up, you have to decide, will I let the world control my emotions or will I control my reactions? Peace is a mindset, not a moment. It's knowing that you can be in chaos and still not let it consume you. It's learning how to stay calm when life throws everything at you. It's protecting your joy from people who thrive on misery. When you guard your peace like it's gold, you stop being tossed around by every storm. you start standing firm in who you are.